You're listening to the Quint's podcast.
It seems that the centre is ready for talks as thousands of farmers from Punjab marched into Delhi with a Dilli Chalo protest over the new farm laws on 27 November. Although the centre hasn't formally commented or reached out to farmer organisations, a day after alleging that this protest was an opposition-led propaganda, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar tweeted saying, and I'm quoting his tweet, "The central government is always ready for talks," end quote. After a few tense days at the Delhi-NCR border, the Delhi police spokesperson Aish Singhal announced late in the afternoon of 27 November that the protesting farmers will be allowed to hold their protests at the Nirankari Samagam Ground in northwest Delhi. In the past couple of days, over 30 farmer bodies, including several thousands of women, have been attempting to stream into Delhi through different routes with their trucks and trolleys, carrying rations and other essentials, determined to hold the protest for as long as it takes to get the government's attention. The only demand being scrap the 3 new farm laws and legalize MSP. And in this, they have the support of several opposition parties as well, including the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, who demanded that the centre pay heed to the farmers. But before the farmers were let in, barricades, barbed wires, water cannon and tear gas shells were used to quell the protest and deter them from entering the capital. From Tikri to Singhu to Faridabad to Kalindi Kunj, all borders were sealed off. Hundreds of police personnel from the RAF, the CRPF and the Delhi police were deployed, who said that no dharna was going to be allowed due to the COVID-19 situation. And what was supposed to be a peaceful march to the capital got violent in the outskirts of Delhi as water cannons and tear gas shells were countered with stone pelting. As the farmers carry on with their protest in Delhi, in this podcast, we'll bring you farmer voices from Ground Zero. You'll also hear from the Quint's correspondent, Shadab Moizi, and the Quint's editorial director, Sanjay Pugalia. You're tuned in to The Big Story, the podcast where we dissect the headline-making news for you. And I'm your host, Shalpuri. Nothing about the centre's 3 new farm laws have been free of controversy. Right from the very moment that these ordinances were passed in the middle of the lockdown, it had triggered an immense amount of criticism from all quarters. And in the previous episodes of this podcast, we've broken down the 3 contentious farm laws and why it is said to be quote-unquote anti-farmer, despite the government touting it as a quote-unquote watershed moment for India's agricultural sector. But even months after passing the laws, the protest against the government hasn't quietened down. As tear gas shells were lobbed at the protesters to disperse them and as water cannons were brought in, farmers say that they are here to fight for their rights. Listen in.
The government can torture us as much as they want, but we will take what is ours by right. These water cannons, these tear gas shells, these barbed wires cannot stop us. Our gurus have filled us with enough inqilab that it will end this empire.
Another protester said this.
Approximately over 140,000 people have reached there. Many people have broken through the Naka Bandi and set out for Delhi. If the rulers make laws that are against the people, then the people won't tolerate those laws. We will make sure our demands are met.
Initially, the Delhi police had even sought permission from Delhi's Kejriwal government to convert the city's stadiums into temporary jails as the protests gained momentum at the border, which was flatly denied by the Delhi government, who said that, quote, farmers aren't criminals, end quote. But over the day, as the police forces tried to block ways, clashes broke out in several places. One 45-year-old farmer even lost his life in a road accident as a trolley and a tractor collided, which protesters claimed were caused due to the barricades ordered by the Haryana government. The Quint's correspondent, Shadab Moizi, who was reporting from the Singhu border between Haryana and Delhi, tells us about the tense situation there from around 4 p.m.
कंट्रोल होना मुश्किल लग रहा है. लगातार पुलिस ये इधर से आंसू गैस से गोले छोड़ रही है और आंसू गैस से खुले हवा में गई है। पत्थर आप देखिए, पुलिस की तरफ से ही पत्थर चला है। हम दूसरी तरफ दिखाते हैं, यहाँ क्रेन आया हुआ है, क्रेन लगा दिया गया है ताकि रोका जा सके। तमाम जो बस है, गाड़ियाँ लगा दी गई हैं और थोड़ी चोट है मुझे, इसलिए चलने में थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रही है। आप देखिए आंसू कैसे गोले छोड़े गए। तमाम लोग छुपते हैं, मीडिया जो है, मीडिया कर्मी दूर खड़े हैं अब, क्योंकि पत्थर बहुत तेज़ी के साथ उधर से आ रहा है और किसान जो हैं वो पूरी कोशिश कर रहे हैं दिल्ली में इंटर करने के लिए, जिसकी वजह से ये सब मतलब रोक नहीं पा रही पुलिस उनको।
Elsewhere in Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the states took some pretty stern action to quell the protest. According to a report on The Wire, they arrested more than 100 local farmer leaders and detained several other protesters to prevent them from joining the other farmers from Punjab. Those who have been camping at the UP border were also finally let in on 27th November. From the Rajasthan border, there were also reports of PM Modi's effigies getting burnt. The Quint's editorial director Sanjay Pugalia says that at this point of time, instead of law and order enforcement, this movement needs political intervention.
मुद्दा जो किसानों का है बड़ा सिंपल है कि ये जो कानून है इससे उनका कोई फायदा नहीं होने वाला, उनको उपज की सही कीमत नहीं मिलने वाली। और आप जो कहते हैं कि एमएसपी जारी रहेगा तो उसको कानूनी तौर पर कह दीजिए ना, तो हम उससे आश्वस्त हो जाएंगे। सरकार की तरफ से ये बार बार दोहराया जा रहा है कि आप एमएसपी की चिंता मत करिए, बाकी चीजों के लिए तो कानून बन गया है। किसके लिए कानून बना है कि कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग हो सकती है, एपीएमसी को खत्म कर दिया जाएगा, सामूहिक खेती को हम बढ़ावा देंगे और बहुत सारी बातें कही गई हैं कि इससे किसानों का उद्धार होगा। ध्यान दीजिएगा कि कोविड के पीरियड में देश को मंदी से बचाने में किसानों का रोल था। यही किसान माइग्रेंट के रूप में वापस जा रहे थे। इनकी आमदनी कितनी है पूरे साल की? जिनके पास 2 हेक्टेयर की जमीन है उनकी आमदनी है 1,20,000 से कम। जिनके पास छोटी जोत है उनकी आमदनी है महीने के 5,000 रुपए। ठीक है, अभी 6,000 रुपए सरकार की तरफ से दिए गए हैं कोविड के पीरियड में, लेकिन ये उनकी पूरी इनकम का बहुत मामूली सा परसेंटेज है। तो किसानों को ये डर लग रहा है कि अभी जो कानून बने हैं ये उनके खिलाफ जाने वाले हैं और सरकार उनको आश्वस्त नहीं कर पा रही है। इसीलिए आंदोलन दिल्ली की दहलीज पर आकर के इकट्ठा हो गया है। ताकत से इस आंदोलन को, इस घटनाक्रम को दबाया जा सकता है, लेकिन किसानों की बात यहां रुक जाएगी ऐसा लगता नहीं है और इस पर पॉलिटिकल इंटरवेंशन की जरूरत है। इसको लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की तरह से हैंडल करने से बात बनती नहीं।
In case you missed our previous analytical episodes on the farm laws where we spoke to farmers and agricultural experts, you can find the link to those episodes on the show notes. But just to give a quick recap, the Farmers' Produce Trade and Commerce Bill, the Farmers' Agreement of Price Assurance and Farm Services Bill, and the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill have brought about a change to the previous structure of the agricultural market. Those who are in favor of it say that it's a big step towards liberalizing the agricultural sector by deregulating the agricultural market, by allowing free trade, and by increasing buyers, or in other words, setting the groundwork for a competitive market. But a lot of farmers fear that this will not only invite corporate dominance in agriculture, but also will do away with the minimum support price, which is basically the last resort for farmers. As you heard Mr. Pugalia say, although the centre has tried to reassure the farmers saying that the MSPs won't be affected by these laws, with the word MSP not even finding a mention in the bill, farmers are worried about losing the safeguard. This would affect Punjab and Haryana farmers especially because they are the ones who benefited the most from the MSP. And these are also the two states that have seen the strongest resistance against the centre's farm laws. And to that effect, in Punjab, the Amrinder Singh-led government has even passed their own laws disallowing and even criminalizing purchase or sale of wheat and paddy below the MSP to counter the centre's laws. So why are Punjab's farmers marching despite the state passing their own laws? Well, although in the state government's own words, the bills were aimed at, quote, preventing the damage apprehended by the farmers of Punjab with the enactment of the Central Act by restoring various safeguards, end quote. This is more of a posturing or a stand against the government than an actual safeguard. But if the centre is really ready for talks, can we hope for a resolution? Stay tuned to the Quint for more updates. If you like listening to this episode, please subscribe to the Big Story playlist for episodic updates. We're live on Apple, Google Podcast, Spotify, JioSaavn, and most of the other popular podcast streaming platforms. For other podcasts, please log on to the Quint website and check out the podcast section. For any feedback, shoot an email to podcasts@thequint.com.
Thanks for listening. Log on to the Quint's website and check out our other podcasts.